Hello coin collectors and treasure hunters. Welcome back to our channel World Rare Coins, where we discover the fascinating world of rare coins and their incredible value. From hidden gems that could be worth a fortune to little-known coins with a rich history, we'll explore it all. So grab your magnifying glass and let's dive into today's exciting coin discovery. On top one today, we have something very special to talk about, the 1988 United States 1-cent coin. You might think, a penny from 1988? How valuable can that be? Well, you might be surprised to learn that this small coin could be worth much more than its face value. Stick around to discover why the 1988 1-cent coin is turning heads in the numismatic world and how much it could be worth today. Before we get into the details of the coin's value, let's take a quick trip back in time to 1988. The U.S. was experiencing a time of economic change, with the late 80s marking the tail end of a period of economic growth. The Reagan administration was in power, and the country was starting to move past the Reaganomics era with a booming stock market and a strong dollar. 1988 also saw a number of interesting events in U.S. history, from the launch of the first McDonald's in Russia to the Winter Olympics in Calgary. But what you may not know is that 1988 was also the year the U.S. Mint issued this particular penny, a coin that might just be worth far more than you ever thought. So, what makes this penny from 1988 so significant? Let's break it down. Like other pennies of its time, the 1988 1-cent coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, has graced the penny since 1909, making the design one of the most recognizable in U.S. coinage history. On the reverse side, you'll find the traditional image of the Lincoln Memorial, a symbol of the man who played such a pivotal role in the nation's history. The reverse design was first introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth and remains a strong representation of American heritage. So, why is the 1988 penny considered valuable in the world of numismatics? It's all about rarity, condition, and a certain level of collector interest. While millions of 1988 pennies were minted and circulated, what makes some of these coins valuable is their condition. The vast majority of pennies from this year have been through heavy circulation, which means they've likely picked up scratches, dings, and discoloration from years of use. But here's the catch. Coins that have been preserved in mint or near-mint condition, free from any signs of wear, are much rarer than you might think. Coins in pristine condition are highly sought after by collectors because they are so hard to find. If you're lucky enough to come across a 1988 penny that has been well preserved, especially one that has been in an uncirculated state, it could be worth significantly more than just 1 cent. But it's not just about how the coin looks. There are other factors to consider. In the world of coin collecting, errors and variants are what truly set coins apart. Even a small mistake during the minting process can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. For the 1988 penny, certain minting errors could increase its value dramatically. One of the most notable errors that can make a 1988 penny stand out is a double die error. This occurs when the design is accidentally stamped onto the coin more than once, causing a blurry or doubled appearance on the coin's features, such as Lincoln's portrait or the lettering on the reverse. These types of errors are highly sought after by collectors because they are rare and unique. A double die error can turn an otherwise ordinary penny into a valuable collector's item. Other variants that may affect the value of a 1988 penny include off-center strikes, repunched mint marks, and even coins with unusual wear patterns. If you're fortunate enough to find a 1988 penny with one of these characteristics, it could make your coin incredibly valuable in the collector's market. Now for the big question. How much is a 1988 penny worth? If you have a regular circulated penny, it's worth, of course, just 1 cent. However, if you find one in uncirculated condition, you could see a modest increase in value, anywhere from $1 to $5, depending on its grade. But it doesn't stop there. If your 1988 penny has a minting error or is in perfect uncirculated condition, you could be sitting on a small fortune. In fact, certain error coins can fetch prices in the hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the rarity of the flaw and the interest of collectors. But here's the kicker. The highest recorded price for a 1988 penny has reached an astounding $40,000 for a particularly rare error coin that was in pristine, uncirculated condition. Yes, you heard that right, $40,000. So, how do you know if you've found one of these rare and valuable coins? The first thing to do is check the condition. If your penny looks shiny and new, with no noticeable scratches, dents, or discoloration, then you might be dealing with an uncirculated coin. Next, look for any potential minting errors. Use a magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the details. Are there any signs of doubling in the design? Any off-center strikes or unusual imperfections? If so, you could be holding on to a unique error coin that's highly valuable to collectors. Lastly, it's a good idea to get your coin appraised by a professional numismatist or take it to a reputable coin dealer for a second opinion. They can help you confirm if your coin has the characteristics that make it worth thousands of dollars. So, if you have a 1988 penny lying around, it might be worth taking a second look. Who knows, it could be more than just pocket change. With the right condition and, of course, a little bit of luck, you might have a coin worth up to $40,000. On top two, we're going to take a close look at a seemingly simple coin that could be hiding a small fortune. The United States of America 5-cent coin from 1973. At first glance, this coin might appear to be just another nickel, but trust us, it's anything but ordinary. Stick with us throughout this video, and we'll reveal just how much this 5-cent coin could be worth today. Let's start with a bit of history to understand the significance of this coin. The 1973 5-cent coin, also known as the Jefferson nickel, was part of a series that has been in production since 1938. The coin's design features Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse side. Jefferson has long been an iconic figure on U.S. currency, representing the values of freedom, democracy, and the spirit of the nation. On the reverse side of the coin, you'll find Monticello, the beautiful plantation home designed by Jefferson himself, which further highlights the historical significance of this coin. By the time the 1973 Jefferson nickel was minted, the United States was in the midst of a period of change. The 1970s were a time of economic shifts, from inflation concerns to the transition away from a gold standard. The coins produced in this decade were meant to reflect a growing and evolving nation, yet few collectors knew that certain coins from 1973 would eventually become highly sought after. Now, you might be wondering, what makes the 1973 nickel so special? Well, just like many other coins from this era, most of the 1973 5-cent pieces were circulated for everyday use. They traveled through wallets, piggy banks, and vending machines. Most of these coins have significant wear and tear, making them not particularly valuable in the modern-day market. But here's the catch. If you manage to find a 1973 nickel in pristine condition, uncirculated, and free from damage, you could be holding on to a rare and valuable collector's item. The reason for this is simple. Coins that are in exceptional condition, especially those that have never been used in circulation, are extremely rare. But it's not just about condition. There's also something else that can increase the value of the 1973 Jefferson nickel: minting errors. As with many other coins, sometimes a small mistake during the production process can result in a highly unique piece. These errors can range from double strikes, misaligned designs, or even strange mint marks. Collectors are always on the lookout for these anomalies because error coins are unique, making them much more valuable than a regular issue SO. How much is a 1973 5-cent coin worth? While a typical 1973 nickel in average condition is worth only a few cents, the value jumps significantly when the coin is in pristine, uncirculated condition. Coins that have been well preserved and show no signs of wear can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100s, depending on the market and demand. However, if you happen to find one of these coins with a rare minting error or in exceptional condition, the value could be even higher. Now for the big reveal. If you have a 1973 Jefferson nickel in uncirculated condition, or, even better, one with a rare minting error, it could be worth an astonishing $47,000. That's right, $47,000 for a single nickel. It's incredible to think that a small coin, which most people would overlook, could be worth so much. So, the next time you're sorting through your loose change or digging through a coin collection, be sure to take a closer look at any 1,973 nickels you might find. You just never know if you've stumbled upon a hidden treasure, so there you have it. The 1973 5-cent coin may seem like a small piece of change, but it could be worth a small fortune if you have the right one. On top 3, we have something truly special to talk about: the United States silver 1 dime from 1945. This small yet incredibly significant coin might just be hiding in your collection, and it could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Stick with us until the end, where we'll reveal just how much this 1945 silver dime could be worth today. You won't want to miss it. Let's start with some background. The 1945 silver dime is part of the Mercury Dime series, which was minted by the U.S. Mint from 1916 to 1945. This series is one of the most iconic in American coinage history, designed by the talented artist Adolph A. Weinman. The obverse of the Mercury Dime features a depiction of Lady Liberty, not the Roman god Mercury, as the name suggests. Liberty is shown wearing a winged cap, which symbolizes freedom of thought and action, and has become a lasting symbol of liberty and independence in American coinage. On the reverse of the coin, you'll find a fasces, a bundle of rods tied around an axe, symbolizing strength and unity, as well as an olive branch, which represents peace. These powerful symbols combine to communicate the American values of unity and peace, and the Mercury Dime continues to be a celebrated and cherished piece of U.S. history. But while the design is iconic, it's not the only reason the 1945 silver dime stands out among collectors. Now, let's talk about what makes the 1945 silver dime so valuable. Like many coins, its worth is determined by a few critical factors: condition, rarity, and demand. While millions of Mercury dimes were minted throughout the years, the condition of the coin has a significant impact on its value. Most 1945 dimes that you encounter today are well-worn, having been circulated extensively in everyday transactions. As a result, they're worth just a little more than their silver content or face value of 10 cents. However, the real value of the 1945 silver dime comes when you find one in exceptional condition. Coins that have been carefully preserved and are free from wear and tear are far more valuable to collectors. These uncirculated coins, also known as mint state coins, have sharper, more defined details and no visible signs of use. Because they are much rarer than their worn counterparts, uncirculated 1945 dimes can fetch far higher prices at auctions or from collectors looking to add rare pieces to their collection. Beyond just the condition of the coin, another factor that can significantly boost its value is the presence of minting errors. Minting errors occur when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin with an unusual or unique feature. These errors could include misaligned strikes, double dies, or even missing details from the design. Minting errors are incredibly rare and are highly sought after by collectors because they are one-of-a-kind pieces. If you find a 1945 silver dime with a minting error, you could have a coin that is worth far more than a typical example. Some 1945 dimes may have subtle but important variations or imperfections that make them stand out. For example, a double die error, where the design appears to be struck twice due to a misalignment in the minting process, can make a coin much more valuable. Minting errors can significantly increase the worth of a coin, and a 1945 silver dime with one of these flaws could be worth a fortune. Another reason the 1945 silver dime is so valuable is its silver content. The coin is made of 90% silver, and silver's intrinsic value plays a role in the worth of the coin. While the silver content alone doesn't make the 1945 dime particularly rare or valuable, it does add a baseline value. The value of silver fluctuates over time, so even a worn 1945 Mercury dime can be worth more than its face value because of its silver content. But it's the well-preserved and error-struck examples that truly stand out in the market. So, just how much could your 1945 silver dime be worth? If you happen to own a coin in pristine condition or one with a rare minting error, the value can be much higher than you'd expect. In fact, a 1945 silver dime in mint state or with a significant error could be worth a staggering $50,000. That's right, $50,000 for a single dime. It's almost hard to believe that a small coin, once worth just 10 cents, could now fetch such an extraordinary price. But that's the beauty of rare coins. When you find the right one, the rewards can be immense. So, How can you tell if your 1945 silver dime might be worth this kind of money? First, take a close look at its condition. If the coin is free from scratches, dents, or any signs of wear, you could have a valuable piece on your hands. Next, examine the coin for any potential minting errors, such as misaligned strikes or double dies. If you spot any of these irregularities, you might be looking at a rare and highly valuable find. If you've got a collection of old coins or have inherited a stash of Mercury dimes, now is the perfect time to take a closer look. You could be sitting on a hidden treasure, and with the potential value of $50,000, it's worth your time to do some research and figure out if any of your coins could be the next big find. On top 4, we're diving into a coin that you might not give a second thought to until you hear about how much it could actually be worth. Yes, we're talking about the United States 1-cent coin from 1990. A simple penny, right? Well, what if I told you that this seemingly ordinary coin could be worth way more than its face value? By the end of this video, you'll know exactly why some 1990 pennies are commanding prices that will blow your mind. Stick around to find out just how much you could get for this little coin that's been sitting in your collection or your loose change jar. Before we get into its value, let's take a quick look at the historical context of the 1990 penny. By the late 1980s and early 1990s, the U.S. Mint had been producing the Lincoln cent for decades, with President Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, front, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, back. The penny had undergone several design changes since its introduction in 1909, but by 1990, the design remained the same, and the coin was still widely circulated throughout the country. The 1990 penny was minted during a time of economic growth in the United States, as the country was enjoying a period of prosperity under President George H.W. Bush's administration. However, while the penny was still being produced in large quantities, not all 1990 pennies are equal. In fact, certain ones are rare, highly sought after, and, surprisingly, can be worth far more than the 1 cent printed on them. Now, let's talk about the design and specifications of the 1990 penny. As with most Lincoln cents from the era, the obverse features a bust of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has remained a staple of U.S. coinage for over a century, and its iconic image is instantly recognizable. On the reverse side, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, which had been used on the back of the penny since 1959. While these designs might not seem all that special at first glance, the value of a 1990 penny comes down to more than just its visual appeal. The year of minting, the coin's condition, and rare minting errors are what really make this penny stand out in the world of collectors. The 1990 penny was produced in 2 main locations: the Philadelphia Mint, without a mint mark, and the Denver Mint, with a D mint mark. There are also specific varieties of the 1990 penny that make them even more valuable, especially when you factor in unique minting errors or rare conditions. Here's where things get interesting. While most 1990 pennies are common and worth only their face value, there are certain key features that can turn an ordinary penny into a rare treasure. The most valuable 1990 pennies are those that were struck with minting errors. One of the most coveted errors among collectors is the double die penny. A double die occurs when a coin is struck more than once, causing the design to appear doubled in certain areas. In the case of a 1990 penny, this could mean that you find a coin with a double image of Abraham Lincoln or the date, making it instantly recognizable as a rare and valuable error coin. Another type of minting error that can make a 1990 penny extremely valuable is an off-center strike. This happens when the penny isn't properly aligned in the minting press, causing the design to be off-center, which can lead to a portion of the coin being missing or incomplete. A well-struck off-center 1990 penny can fetch a significant amount on the market, especially if the misalignment is drastic. Moreover, some 1990 pennies were accidentally struck on wrong planchets, meaning they were minted on metal blanks that weren't intended for pennies. These wrong planchet coins are highly prized by collectors because they are extremely rare and completely unique. When it comes to coin value, condition is key. A penny that has been circulating for years and has visible wear, scratches, and discoloration won't be worth much. But a penny that's in great shape, especially one that's been well preserved in mint or near mint condition, could be worth far more. Coin grading is a system used by collectors and dealers to determine the quality of a coin. Coins are graded on a scale from 1, poor, to 70, perfect. A coin that is in mint state, MS 65 or higher, meaning it has no signs of wear and retains its sharp details, is much more valuable than a coin that's seen heavy circulation. If you find a 1990 penny that is nearly flawless, it could be worth a lot more than a coin in lower condition. The higher the grade, the more money it can bring in a sale or auction. So, if you've got a 1990 penny that's in great shape, you could be sitting on a coin worth thousands of dollars, especially if it has one of the rare errors we've mentioned. So, how much can a 1990 penny really be worth? Well, it all depends on a few factors, especially the condition of the coin, any minting errors it might have, and how rare it is. While most 1990 pennies are worth just 1 cent, certain ones with significant errors or in perfect condition can fetch impressive prices. A 1990 penny with a rare minting error, such as a double die or off-center strike, or a coin in pristine, uncirculated condition could be worth $43,000. That's right, $43,000 for a single penny. It's incredible how something as simple as a 1990 penny could be worth so much money, especially if it has an error or is in excellent condition. So, before you toss any 1990 pennies into your change jar, take a closer look. You never know. You might just have a rare treasure hiding in plain sight. On top 5, we have an exciting find, the United States 1 dime from 1977. This coin might seem like just another piece of pocket change, but it could actually be worth a lot more than you think. Stick around until the end, where we'll reveal just how much this 1977 dime could be worth today. You won't want to miss it. Let's begin by talking about the history and design of the 1977 dime. This coin is part of the Roosevelt dime series, which was first introduced in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his passing. The design of the Roosevelt dime has remained mostly the same over the years, making it one of the most recognizable and enduring coins in American numismatics. The obverse side of the coin features a portrait of President Roosevelt, designed by John R. Sinnock. Roosevelt's face is captured in a dignified and simple profile, representing the calm and steady leadership he provided during some of the most challenging times in American history. On the reverse side of the coin, we see a torch, an olive branch, and an oak branch. These symbols represent the ideals of liberty, peace, and strength, values that were central to Roosevelt's presidency. The design also includes the phrase e pluribus unum, which means out of many, one, reflecting the unity of the American people. The 1977 dime, like other coins in the series, carries not just historical significance, but also a sense of timelessness that makes it special to collectors. Now, while most people are familiar with the design of the Roosevelt dime, you might be wondering, what makes the 1977 dime so valuable? Well, the truth is that the value of any coin depends on several factors, and this 1977 dime is no exception. The first thing that determines its worth is the condition of the coin. The majority of 1977 dimes that you encounter will have been circulated and will show signs of wear. These coins are often worth little more than their face value of 10 cents or their worth based on the metal content, which is primarily copper and nickel. However, the real value comes when the 1977 dime is in excellent condition, often referred to as mint state. A coin in mint state shows no signs of wear, and its details are sharp, clean, and well-defined. Uncirculated coins like this are much rarer than their well-worn counterparts and are highly sought after by collectors. If you happen to find a 1977 dime that's been carefully preserved, it could be worth much more than a dime that's been through years of circulation. Another key factor that could boost the value of a 1977 dime is the possibility of minting errors. Minting errors happen when something goes wrong during the production process, resulting in a coin that has a unique feature or flaw. These errors can range from small imperfections, like an off-center strike, to more dramatic issues, such as a double die or missing design elements. Minting errors are rare and often make the coin much more desirable to collectors, as they are one of a kind and cannot be replicated. For instance, a 1977 dime that has a double die error, where the design appears to be struck twice, can be significantly more valuable than a standard 1977 dime. Additionally, other errors like misaligned dies or coins struck on the wrong planchet can cause the coin's value to soar. Collectors are constantly on the lookout for these unique error coins because they are highly prized in the numismatic community. The 1977 dime's value is also influenced by its rarity and high-grade condition. While millions of these dimes were produced and circulated, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is much rarer than you might think. Most of the 1977 dimes have experienced wear and tear from years of use, so a coin in excellent condition is a standout among others from the same year. Now, let's get to the exciting part. Just how much could a 1977 dime be worth? If you have a 1977 dime in mint state, or even better, one with a rare minting error, it could fetch an incredible price in the collector's market. In fact, the value of a 1977 dime in pristine condition could reach a staggering $35,000. Yes, you heard that right, $35,000 for a single dime. It's amazing to think that a small coin, once worth just 10 cents, can now command such an extraordinary value. So, how can you tell if your 1977 dime is worth this kind of money? The first thing to check is the coin's condition. If your dime looks like it's barely been handled, with sharp and clear details, it's worth holding onto and getting it appraised. Next, look for any potential minting errors. These errors are what truly separate the rare and valuable coins from the common ones. If you spot a double die, misaligned strike, or any other unusual feature, you could have a very valuable coin in your hands. If you've recently found a 1977 dime or you've been collecting coins for a while, it's worth taking the time to carefully examine your collection. You never know what hidden treasures could be waiting for you. This could be the start of an exciting new chapter in your coin collecting journey.